So Raj, what major changes do you observe over these years with the in software industries?
So when I started IT in 2000, I started off as a website manager, like portal manager, I can say portal. They call me a CO, Site Executive Officer. That's the role I had. Site executive. Site means we used to have one bidding site, one property management site, and one something like Hotmail or something like that. Sorry, not Hotmail, like Yahoo.com with a lot of news and all this stuff. So I was in charge of all three sites. So that's the time when .com, everyone says .com. Someone built a website and he'll sell for 100k. Someone said built 200k. That's how valuations are going on. Then came up .com bubble burst. So all entire venture capitalists, whoever has put the money in .com, they're all gone. That's one level of recession started that time. It's 2002, 2003 times. So that's when I started my company. So I could not sustain that recession. It was not internet economy, and it's not regular client server economy. So internet was not infrastructure was not so much. To say, for example, if you want a web-based applications to be successful, you need to have internet infrastructure across the world or across the country, right? So that is one of the reasons why .com's bubble burst, because everyone started .coms, but there is no infrastructure to build it. There is no users to build it. Users doesn't have internet. There is no internet penetration that time. So I started off with my company to build application in client server. Mm-hmm. I felt, okay, internet is of no use. And so let's build applications on client server. By the time I built it in 2 years, internet got picked up. Then clients started asking, no, I have a multi-locational office, so I need a web-based product. I can't install in every computer and use the application. So trend changed. When I started .com was not good. .com failed. And then I started with the client server. Then I realized .com internet infrastructure started picking up with the Reliance. Reliance started off with an entire country, cabling and everything, and very cheap phones. Internet is like started booming like anything. And I realized what I did was obsolete. So that's a change in technology again. After the .com started and like internet applications and everything started coming up like anything. Mainframe is almost gone that time, and Java came into picture. Java technologies, yeah, good. That time all clients are Visual Basic and everything is shelved. And then Microsoft came up with .NET technologies, okay, to sustain themselves, to counter Java. .NET technologies came up, okay. Then they started building well. And then slowly Java slightly gone down and .NET picked up. And then now the latest technologies we talk about is basics are those .NET and those basics. Now latest is like artificial intelligence, they call RPAs, robotic process automation. Okay, robotic process automations. Wherever there is repetitions, let's do RPA. There are tools, there are software languages. I think I forgot the name. There are 2 or 3 which can help in building RPAs. So,
like automation anywhere.
Automation. Wherever there is automation, repetitive tasks, do automate. So RPAs, now AI is coming up now. So definitely trend will keep on going. In technology. Technology is not anybody's this thing forever. So anybody can rule technology only for few years, unless they evolve themselves into next level of technology. So there's no end to trend. Trend will be there always in technology. That's why I feel.
Okay, and in this fast evolving technology, or in this fast evolving industry, how do you keep yourself advanced in terms of learning all the technological advancements?
Yeah. So as I said earlier, this continuous learning is always important. You keep look around and what's happening across the industry, not only where the job you're doing, that means you do a 8-hour job and spend over the weekend or something in learning new, or at least identifying new first. Okay, what's new which you don't know? Then look for strategies, or make some time, and then you have so many online courses to learn. it's all self-learning. No one is going to come and teach you nowadays. It's all self-learning. After COVID, it's all like sit at home, open it, learn it. You have so many online e-learning courses are there. Do it. Then upgrade yourself, upskill yourself, and then market yourself in the same client or different client. You are new. Then you get opportunities. As simple as that. See, no one will give you, at least in the IT industry, no one will give you a job based on, oh, you know Java? Okay, I'll give you a job. As long as you establish yourself as a technocrat, like I can do anything. Give me time, tomorrow I'll learn, and after tomorrow I'll implement. So those kind of people who come up with new technology learnings, they always have opportunities in IT industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you might have seen various clients,
yeah,
right? Who wanted to use the latest technology for their own need.
Yeah.
What common mistakes that the clients typically do?
Yeah, I'll tell you. If you look at, I worked with multiple clients. It's all by ideology. Some of the clients' ideology is open technologies, like no licensing required. Okay. For example, if you take Microsoft is not open anyway. You have to pay for every license. You have to pay. So there is something called a company which is in Mississauga, in Square One, I think, nearby Square One, which I worked for a couple of years in offshore and a few months here in onshore. So they are basically check processing company for all top 5 banks. That company is formed by all top 5 banks for processing all the bank checks, physical checks. Someone, if you send a check to someone, it goes it. Then they read the information and then send a file to bank saying, okay, from this account number, this much of money to be debited, this could be credited, this much money, this to this account. So they wanted to reduce cost. They always go with open technology. They'll say, we are Infosys, we are a vendor there. They say, okay, I want to use this technology. Can you just do a POC, proof of concept, and let me know? Okay. Some of the technologies are nascent technologies. You really cannot keep into that kind of production level performance, or it cannot cope up that much. So they undermine those kind of small things, performance, because they're high volume. 5 banks checks means is high volume processing, and there are SLAs. If someone submits check today, tomorrow it has to be same time. Now we have a mobile app technology. Even mobile app technology, when you submit a check, you might see the balance immediately, but it's not available immediately. You'll see the balance, but it's not available balance. It's only total balance. So that scan check will go to process it, and then sends back the details to bank, and bank will actually do the transactions. So those kind of performance is one major issue. Where they'll get into issues, and some companies basically who are they don't want to take any risk. They always go by licensed products. Okay, with good support. Open product doesn't have any support also, right? You have to do on your own. Mm-hmm. And they go with support. They don't worry about money, but they worry about SLAs, technology, not breaking anything in the business process. They don't want to answer to business saying that, okay, my technology process failed, so you cannot service your clients. No. So they don't want to do that. So there are different kind of attitude, different kinds of mindsets. It all drives from the top, where if a CIO of a company drives everything, from a technology point of view, based on his experience, based on his technology background, his technology acumen, they will take calls. Okay, I will do this, reduce the cost, and whatever. Someone will say, no, I don't worry about cost. I'll give you a best SLA for you. He'll promise business. You will not have any failures. So it's all driven by the CAO level, CXO level things. It's not at a company level, basically. It's not company's decisions. It's a CAO, CXO level decisions. Might keep on changing, when CXO changes from 1 to 1. One open technology company might suddenly go to fully licensed version when CXO changes. So those companies, people have to take that into account. The risks are involved in the business process to go for technology decisions.
Yeah, in the world of numerous changes that can happen in a very fraction of seconds, and the overall experience, you might have had super challenging projects.
Yeah.
What comes to your mind when I ask about a challenging project, and how you are able to overcome that to become a successful consultant for your client?
Yeah. So basically, in the recent years, the trend is moving from companies moving from infrastructure side mostly. So companies infrastructure side, they're moving from their own servers, their own infrastructure to cloud. Like for example, Azure Cloud, Microsoft Azure Cloud. So Azure Cloud was new when I started off in some of the projects when company wanted to move from their own data center to Azure Cloud, and they don't have all the components available right away to use as per these people requirements, and things have to change. It's a top management decision to take Azure Cloud, but it just go by brand basically. It's go by wind. Okay, TD went for Azure Cloud, RBC has to go for Azure Cloud. That's the decision made. They go, but they don't realize it cannot meet everything you need. So those kind of challenges were there, and then Microsoft, we go back to Microsoft, and some budgets increases, projects get delayed to get what we wanted from Microsoft. They have to do some building on their own, customization. So these are the latest challenges which we faced in the infrastructure side. Because see, if I have to buy a server, I have to pay $5,000, $10,000. If you go to Azure, I just pay $100 per month. I get right away server access. That's it. If I want to increase the RAM, increase the configuration, I can just say seconds, he will increase it. But 10,000 server, if I want to add this thing, it's going to take again months for me to upgrade. Or some of the things we cannot upgrade also. So it's a mad rush to move towards cloud, Azure Cloud. So initially we had those kind of challenges, but now I think it's more or less stabilized in terms of security, in terms of except that we had one recent issue when entire airlines got because of because Microsoft also not do everything on their own. They have their own some of the vendors which does some kind of security checks and all. So one of the vendor they applied a patch which is related to security. Whichever computer has gone through that patch that day, it's gone. Nothing was available. It was not coming up. So I think it's one of the that's the biggest, I can say, biggest blackout day in Microsoft history I can see in the whole of Microsoft history. I know those kind of things, like if it is your own infrastructure, probably you must have tested it, and you would have before applying the patch. It's like goes from Microsoft. Microsoft approves it, or someone must have been made a mistake, right? As simple as that.
Yeah.
So those kind of challenges will be there when you go to cloud, right? But you have a financial advantage. You have advantage to upgrade your stuff. You have enhance your performance. You can increase memories and everything. But this kind of challenge would be there. Should be ready for business should be ready for these kind of. I think 2 or 3 days. Some of the air flights got cancelled and no bookings were. Most of the worldwide.
That's interesting because when comparatively going from an in-house or a server to a cloud, right? There are concepts of having cloud high availability. If one server goes down,
that's what some plus, some minus.
Going to be there.
Yeah,
I know, and is that something did not planned for? One of the example you said, is that the reason?
This can be an exception, I can say. I can't say, I even don't want to blame Microsoft for this, because even in your own infrastructure, someone will do something and definitely things will be down for some days. So, it's not, as long as humans are there, some issues will definitely come. But it's a scale at which it has come up, and the visibility it is given is different, and it will give a mark on Microsoft brand itself, right? So, basically we should be ready. High availability definitely is a plus. That's one of the reasons why they go to cloud. They can increase the high availability. They can have a higher volume capacity machines with just fraction of minutes or hours with minimal cost. So definitely yes. Those kind of, trend, if you see, that's how the trend is going. So there are some challenges as well. People should be ready for, security. Security is one challenge. When you say public cloud, security is one thing which is a major threat. For example, if you take the trends, if you talk about, for example, the client I work for, WSIB, or any government organization, IT, in Canada, if you want to go, in Canada, the rule is the data has to retain in Canada. We never had data centers earlier in Canada. Microsoft started in US, and in China or somewhere for Asia. Okay, and US supposed to be used by Canada also. But when they tried to reach out to government organizations, we have that IT policy where our data cannot reside outside Canada. Then Microsoft came up with two regions, one in West and one in East. Two data centers they came up with to cater to government. Government is one of the largest clients in Canada, right? So, so that's how even they are growing. They are giving. They are growing. Even Azure companies, or cloud companies, also growing their business by catering to multiple clients in multiple regions. So it's a way forward. I mean, no one can afford their own servers down the line. That's for sure.
So what type of strategies that you used, to scale your business, or to get a better client, or to increase the number of clients from the software consultant perspective?
Yeah, typically I always used to have one client as a solid client, and then other clients with small engagements with my expertise. They want to set up initial project management practice, like some new startup is there, and they have small projects they were doing, but they were hopeful of getting a new project, or they just got a big project. They wanted some processes to be set up, some project management templates to be set up, okay, some governance framework should be set up. So for that I do consulting, for new companies, startup companies, which they cannot afford a full-time project manager, or they cannot hire a full-time project manager and they don't have anyone. So for that I give a consulting basis, need basis hours, and then try to set up and then train them so that they can execute the project on their own.
But on the first of all, how will you find your clients now? Like you will be working with are you working with multiple clients or one client at a time? Do you have somebody helping you?
No. So basically, see, it's all ball game basically. When I transitioned from my full time to a consulting, I was no one. The first strategy which some people told me was, okay, you got to register with all the recruitment companies who actually knows a lot of clients. So we did that. Then okay, they will, whenever they have opportunity, they'll call you, or go to their websites and see if there is any opportunity there. So there is some struggle initially, but down the line, LinkedIn is a powerful tool which helps you. I never reached out to anyone, maybe I think from 2018. 16 to 18 was the time which I had to do that when I started off my consulting, and then from 18 onwards, I never reached out to anyone for anything, for any opportunity. It just, they keep calling. Our LinkedIn is so much powerful tool, and there are some strategies you should put up in LinkedIn to make sure your profile comes up on the top for the recruiters or top for the projects, these kind of things. And that helps you whenever the opportunity is, Raj, is it okay? Can you take up this job from this, maybe starting from next month or next month? Do you have availability? So first 2 years I used to have in between some project gaps of 1 month, 2 months, 3 months also gap. There didn't work because I started doing finding something after finish one work. So then it take 2-3 months, no one. So after 18, there are some strategies to follow, and through LinkedIn I get all the connections and calls. We'll pick up whichever is the right, and in terms of timing perspective or in terms of technology perspective, whatever it is.
So how important is personal branding when it comes to a software consultant? And how do you maintain it?
See, personal branding is basically two things. One is visibility. Make yourself visible. It's not that Raj Sajja or it's Bharat or Ashok. If some recruiter try to search for something, someone should come on the top 5. They will reach out only top 5. It's not that Raj Sajja is Rogers or Ashok is Bell. No, not like that. First, so we should come up with a strategy to see how we can come up on top 5. Next thing is, how good is your profile? Then comes the branch. Okay, where did you work? If a bank guy is looking at it, they look for any banking experience I have. Top 5 only, nothing else. If I'm looking for any telecom, then they say, okay, I have Rogers, I have Telus, or I have Bell. So that there, if any government client is there, They look for, do you have any government experience? Did you work? Because WSAP is government. So you definitely should have experience in government, otherwise you will not get work. So all those kind of things are, some of the things which you need to see from branding perspective or visibility perspective. First you become visible, then you should have brands within your profile, then you get called.
Okay, and what strategy do you follow to make yourself visible?
Yeah, there are some strategies, something like, you keep updating your LinkedIn every week.
Okay.
LinkedIn protocol, how it works is, LinkedIn algorithm, whenever someone searches for, let's say, project manager, its algorithm is basically, it goes to all the profiles who has updated to the latest time. As of this time, who are all the updates latest came up. Mm-hmm. So even if you put a full stop and then save it, it's updated.
Okay.
So that's one of the strategy which people follow for LinkedIn. So you keep updating, add some of your projects. If you have new projects, I'll take it up. Just add one line item. So I'm doing this project. Update it. You're coming on top. And there are some premium service anyway. Paid service are there that you can always take, and then you will get better visibility. But without paid service, these are the tricks we can follow.
So as a consultant, how do you balance technical expertise, and the discussions with the C-level executives on the client side? So
basically both you should have. And when you're talking to your team, managing your team, you should be technical at least. You should not get fooled by your team saying, okay, Raj, I need 1 day for this. Then I'll ask, why 1 day? Then he'll explain. Why do you need 1 day for this? You can just finish in 2 hours. If I have understanding of the technology, then all I can argue with him or challenge him. Mm-hmm. You have to challenge him basically. Once you challenge, then next time they will not come back with that numbers. Oh, okay, he's Raj knows. Okay, Raj, I need 2.5 hours. Okay, take it. When it comes to CXO, because I got to report back to my steering committees, right? Steering committee happens once a month or something. Those audiences are different. Their expectations are different. They don't worry about, okay, any technical issue you have. No. They'll worry about, okay, how much money we have actually allocated, how many is consumed, how much is still remaining, would you be able to deliver that with that money or not? That's the first thing. Second thing, is your project, can you do it on time? Second thing. Third thing, so budget, schedule, and risk. Do you have any risk? Could be internal risks. I might lose one architect. He might quit. If I have to get someone, I need a month. So my 1 month, my project will get impacted, which might impact my overall date. Mm-hmm. That's a risk. So you have any issues. Yeah, I never expected this guy already left. It's an issue now. I don't have any mitigation. I just have to accept it and then move the project by 1 month until I get the new person. So these are the things which top management looks into in a project. Four bullets are enough for them. And overall flag, are you green, yellow or red?
Okay. And as a consultant, right, you won't be having your own team, because you're consulting a firm. And managing the people may not be your own type of role, right? And when you see such risk, how soon you will be flagging it to the management? So basically,
there are two things here. One is there's something called matrix organization and your own pyramid organization. So matrix organization means it's like a square where you are a project manager. No one reports to you. As a person, no one reports to you. Mm-hmm. They have their own manager. They'll say, okay, Mr. A will work 10% for you. His manager will give me, Mr. A, 10%. Okay, let's say 1 or 2 hours a day, next 3 months. That's it. That's called matrix organization. Because I don't manage him, but I want to work of 1 hour from him. He may have 10 other things. Mm-hmm. Mine could not be priority, might not be priority. He could have high priority there. Mm-hmm. Okay. All those things you have to make sure, okay, if not 1 day, every day, in a week, 5 days, he's able to make it or not. Will that meet my need or not? Then, if any things are not meeting, I'll report to his manager. Boss, not happening, please check. If you want to give someone else, early. Because he's giving only 2 hours to me, not 5 hours. So, he will look into it, come back. The manager says, I cannot because he has got high priority, I can give only 2. He promised 5, then he give only 2 hours now. That's when I raise a risk.
Okay.
My management. So I have a risk. I'm getting only 2 hours, and if it continues, I may not be able to deliver that piece. That is a risk. And if manager confirms and then everyone talks, okay, only 2 hours can be given, okay, issue. No mitigation. Until we get a 5 hours person, our project task will get delayed. That's the issue. So you don't have to manage a team to identify risk or issue. Our management, my boss needs, do you have a risk or issue? And budget wise is okay. Do you need any extra budget? If yes, why? Timelines, can you deliver or not on time? Because these are the risk, budget, timeline. These are the 3 things top management look into from a manager, a project manager for a project. That's what we report to.
So your boss here is your client? Is that what it is?
CXOs, VPs. Typically VPs will be there, and who are the sponsors, like, who actually fund the whole project. So he will not be sitting in our day-to-day meetings or weekly meetings. He will once a month, there will be multiple stakeholders along with the sponsor, business side stakeholder, whom we are delivering it to. And because of me, some other application getting impacted stakeholders.
Okay.
So multiple stakeholders will be there. That is what is called steering committee. That's where we talk about these are things, risks, who is getting impacted. Because if I getting delayed, my impacted person also will get because both has to go at the same time. So those dependencies and all those things we need to consider.
So you have a certification on project management.
Yeah.
And equally in as a Scrum Master, you said.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What difference do you see between being executing a project using a project management certification or model, or through a Scrum Master model?
Yeah. So PMP, project management professional, is historically the one which used to be for a project manager. That's typically for waterfall methodologies, like you do the requirement, document it, sign off, then do the design, sign off, then go for development, sign off, then testing, then deliver. Whole process, based on size of project, it might take a year or 2. That's a big project. Banking project may take, let's say, if bank wants to launch a new credit card, if waterfall, it takes about 1.5 to 2 hours. 1.5 to 2 years time frame. So, actual business, who is the business side of the bank, they don't even know what we're building until 2 years. That used to be the historic model. And then things have evolved. Okay, business started more demanding. They said, I want to see what you are doing on regular basis. In the waterfall model, on regular basis, if you want to see, I have a requirement document, read it. He's not going to read the document. Design, you want to read it? No. Development code? No. You want to see something, right? Nothing is there to see from business. So new technologies, new processes came up called Scrum methodology. Scrum methodology means, okay, instead of doing entire thing in this method, we'll do iterations. First iteration, second iteration, third iteration, fourth iteration. Every iteration 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. I'll do 2 to 3 weeks. There will be something at the end of the first iteration for the business to see and give feedback. So in the second iteration, feedback. Then we'll try to see, okay, feedback is there. Third iteration, try to include that feedback. So that number of surprises started coming down by the end of 2 years. Otherwise, at the end of second year was a big surprise for business. This, like, you must have seen the comic saying, okay, business wanted this built it, and then he built a donkey.
Yeah.
So that used to be the waterfall model. Now he start building the legs. Donkey legs. Okay, fine. Second iteration, ears. Oh, donkey ears are like this. Okay, not like this. So donkey is being built. That time, like, donkey is a dog. And product is dog. Basically, like my Jasper is like this, no? Ears are down, donkey ears are up. So that has helped business to see what is happening, and they're also more interested in seeing what they wanted also. So this Scrum methodology came up into picture. That's when the Scrum certification came. CSM, Certified Scrum Master, Certified Scrum Product Owner. There are certain roles in that. So they have specific certifications for every role. That means someone invented the process, like Kaizen, or continuous improvement in manufacturing. Japanese Toyota invented. So that way, here also someone invented, and they published that, openly published that process, and some people started adapting it and given some feedbacks also, slight improvements, then it has become a framework now. And there is certification for that. That's called CSM, Certified Scrum Master. So as a Scrum Master, I manage those iterations and try to see what I'm delivering it at the end of the thing. But I don't manage the budget. So the new concept is, if you go to any interview now, I want a PMP and CSM. That means you should be a project manager to manage the overall budget and a Scrum Master to manage the iterations for delivery. So you should have that process at the same time project management process also, so that you can report back to all the regular staff. Our stakeholders still interested in that report only. Risk, budget, time frame.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
They're interested in that only. So only a PM can do. Scrum Master cannot do that. Scrum Master can talk only to iteration 1. I wanted to deliver 20 story points and I did only 10. Okay, next time I'll budget 10. Okay, I did 50. Their language is different. CX people don't understand language. Only PM can actually translate that into their language and then put a dashboard. Okay, this is what it is.
So why can I'm not software guy, right? But using the waterfall method, why can a PM, right, project manager, why cannot he create an abstract from what are the activities that's happening, and then should be the same, right? No,
because no. See, PM can always do budget, timeline, this thing. But in a regular waterfall, I don't have anything to show to the business. Like, I have one requirements document. I give it 200 page requirement document. He's going to read it. He doesn't have so much time. He wants to see one screen. Okay, this is what the screen I wanted. For that screen, we'll have a 100 page document and some 10-15 page design and some thousands of millions of lines of code. After that only he can see that page. So instead of building that page, what happens is, in the Scrum methodology, we'll prioritize. Okay, you want that page. In that page, you have a name, address, phone number, and then submit. What I'll do, I will give you only name by end of this week. You see if that is okay or not. By end of second week, I'll give name and address fields. See you okay or not. Third, telephone I'll give. Business says, okay, fine, at least I am seeing something. I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
But it's something like 2 or 3 forms are there for the whole project. One form is just personal information. Simple. For example, if you're registering yourself for anything, for a Hotmail, let's say, or email account, one page will have basic information about you, ID, password. Second page will have about your address, phone numbers, or any second authentication and text message where to send all things in alternate email. Third thing, you may have something like you want to change the password or something. Okay, first I'll give only registration first 1 week. First iteration, put all the name details, submit it, it will register successfully, and then you can log in with that ID password. That is the first scope. Business say, okay, fine. Second scope, I'll give how to two-factor authentication. Okay, I'll send a text to the phone and then I authenticate that way. If you change a machine, right, one machine is okay. If you log in from some other machine, I'll do the second functionality. Okay, good. Third, then I'll give you option to change the password. So instead of looking at everything after 6 months, we just want to look at, okay, every 1 month, different functionalities. That's how the Scrum methodology evolved.
So you are using Scrum too? No, you are Scrum Master, right? Certified?
Yeah, Scrum.
So now you are using in your projects too?
Yeah.
And in the consultancy, into programming too? Or?
Right. Everywhere you have Scrum. Now you have multiple teams who does the Scrum. Comes under one project manager.
So you are that now?
Yeah.
And you have multiple clients too? Yes, sir. So how do you manage all of these multiple projects alone? How much team you have actually, basically?
No, team I don't have. I'm a one-man army to give consultancy.
How do you?
The only thing I'll manage the teams from the client side.
Oh, from the client
deliver,
side.
yeah.
Okay.
So in terms of forming the methodology, forming the frameworks, or executing the project itself.
So what kind of pressure do you have on a daily basis?
Projects are confidential, but
no, not project pressure. Yeah. Pressures, right?
Pressures depends actually. Typically, you being an outsider from an organization, first thing you should know is whom to contact to get what. If you're a full-time employee, you know a lot of people, and that's okay. And again, who knows what, how much they know is so important. So it takes time to learn. Otherwise, you cannot plan. Okay, if you think, oh, this guy, he can do it in 1 hour. I can make that statement only I know about him. Otherwise, I'll make 1 hour and he'll say, who said 1 hour? 6 hours. Gone. My project is gone. So these are all the things, challenges which comes. Okay, cross check. Don't assume and come up with your own decisions. If you assume 1 hour, check with him. Okay, can you do in 1 hour, 2 hours? So that way we have to do some challenges, overcome those challenges and then come up with realistic plan.
So for your consultant profession, right? You will see yourself as a project manager to one client or a scrum master to another client.
Yeah.
So after you complete each project or having another client, do you think long relationship, like networking is really helping you to get the next client, or is that the same client? Is there any strategy that you follow for long-term relationship, to continue, contributing for the upcoming projects?
Yeah, as I said, LinkedIn is one greatest networking thing. They'll get to know if I am, let's say 2 months before, the current client says, Raj, I don't have budget, I'm done with this project, no other budget. Then I'll keep ready to work or open to work, something like that in LinkedIn. I have my connections. I think my LinkedIn have about 2,000, 3,000 people connected. Someone or other will look at it and then say, everyone will try to contact a couple of months before, right? For their projects, whatever opportunities they have. Then it kick-starts like that in 2 months before, and then process takes, and then you may take a break for a week, vacation, and then join the next. So LinkedIn will take care of all the networking. That's one thing. First 2 months was that I can say I just said networking is the instead of LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is the tool to make that network.
Sure. And at what point you started to realize being a consultant is taking you financially?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
But at what point you started to realize being a consultant is taking me up on the financial side?
Yeah. So basically, financially, if you see, full time you get paid as per their organizational scales, and there is a full time tax. But in consulting, you have you'll get paid good because it's a short term commitment from the organization point of view. As compared to full-time employees, it's a lifelong commitment for them. And in contracting, you have options to have some expenses because you go and market yourself, and all those expenses are non-taxable. That way, you have some options to reduce your taxes and build your own company also as well down the line. So once you want to build the company, then that's the way forward. It's the starting point is be a consultant, start with it. And slowly you can build your own company with multiple people. Maybe down the line, maybe I may have 10 PMs working under me, under my company, servicing clients.
So how did that really help you to, get a mindset, or what type of approach you had to undergo? Becoming from being an employee, to become your own employee, having your own business.
I can say it's not just financially. It's more from independence, It's like you can work independently, No one will boss you. Like a full-time, this thing, you work, you slog, because you are at the blessing of someone, performance appraisal on you to get your increments or whatever ratings. But here, you have 8 hours work. Stick to 8 hours. If you work more, you'll get paid. Not like full time. And you are your own boss. And you are like going to client as a advisor. Not as someone who is going to work under him. Client calls you because he doesn't know something. Full time is not like that. Client calls you because he knows something and he wants you to work that way. So there's a difference. And that keeps you motivated, like you are working for yourself, basically.
So what type of advice will you give for consultants, who is looking to scale their income?
Definitely. See, income consultants will come up slowly, as and when you start, and as when you grow, your income will increase based on your. Of course, you have to add skills your resume always. Once the project is done, you see what's coming up new in the market. Like I did PMP, and then after 5 years, I realized CSM is also important. I did CSM. Maybe I will do something else tomorrow. If after AI something else comes up, maybe I may have to APM. Who knows?
So what are the financial pitfalls? I know you have seen in consulting world, and I know that you have avoided too.
See, basically, those comes in the initial days when I got into consulting, right? Try to minimize the gaps between the engagements, right? The gap means you're not paid.
Mm-hmm.
Full-time get salary, and consultant no paid vacation, right? If you have gaps in the engagements, it's no pay. So that's where the hardships come for initial stages when people start. So you have to basically build LinkedIn, networking, all those stuff, and make sure you get a call 2 months before your engagement ends. Then you're smooth. Your life is smooth. Like I said, from 2018, I never reached out to anyone for engagement or any project. People just, they know I'm going to get coming out in 2 months and they reach out to me. Then we'll start that process and we'll continue.